do your worst. Oh, thanks for joining us again. I am James.
I'm Mallory.
And we're so excited to have our guests here. We've got Dalton.
Whoa! The Rock Johnson!
Is there one I'm supposed to look at?
Rock Johnson.
You may know me from TV.
Right. He's pretty big on TV.
Yeah. Well, Dalton, we have worked with on Studio C.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for being here, man.
Yeah.
This is so exciting.
I'm doing a podcast.
Yeah, man.
Yes.
I'm like a 20-something finally.
What?
I'm doing a podcast.
You were right.
I'm not a millennial until you're on the podcast.
Officially.
Yeah.
And then we have, what was your name?
I'm Stephen Meek.
Did you say Stefan?
That's
because
gross.
that's how it's spelled.
No,
Is it Stephen?
it's
Stephan.
Steven.
It's Stephan.
Listen,
the E
in the
sounds
original
like an A.
Greek-
At Stephen.
The
I don't
E is
actually
pronounced
know
like an
the
A.
original Greek.
Staffen.
Staffen. Yeah.
Well, welcome Staffen and Dalton.
We love you, Stefan.
This is really
Love you, Dalton.
undermining my confidence already. All right.
Well, we're going to read through some of Dalton's bad writing.
Whoa.
It's all
Is there any?
good.
Seriously,
Yeah.
though. It's all amazing.
I realized what was hard about, like, it wasn't hard finding bad writing of mine. It was hard finding stuff that's like, well, this would be even fun to read in a bad way.
Yeah.
Like that's
Right.
like there's like Fast and Furious bad that's like that's fun to watch though.
Yeah.
And then there's like Airbender bad that's just like, well, this won't be like worth it.
Now I'm in a bad mood.
Like I have a couple half sketches. Should we just do the full one?
Let's do the full one, and then we can go back through the half sketches.
All right. Well, in the casting here, we're going to see problems already. There's man 1, man 2, man 3, woman with no lines. So that's early writing. man.
Welcome to
Rookie.
Hollywood.
There is
Rookie
nothing
mistake.
like that is a perfect symbol.
Cop that could be any gender.
Right.
Good save.
Yeah. Yeah.
The first thing I noticed here is that like you always start with like man 1 and then man 2 and you need another one, you say 3, right? But you start with man 2.
Yeah.
You're like,
Yeah.
I know there's going to be a man 1. But
Oh,
I'll
yeah.
start with man 2.
Yeah.
Man 1 is implied.
Is
It's something to
implied.
look forward to. How about 1, 2, 3, cop?
Yeah,
Right?
Okay, great.
Wait.
you're man 3.
Huh? Okay.
Okay, great. 2 men are sitting down on a bench reading the newspaper, etc.
No.
Man 1 sneezes. That's you.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Oh, don't mention it.
A beat, and then man 1 sneezes again.
Bless you.
Thanks. Allergies. Pause. Then man 1 breathes in as though he's going to sneeze, and then he holds it in. After another beat, he sneezes louder than ever.
Oh.
Man 1 looks up at man 2, expecting him to say bless you, but man 2 doesn't respond. Jerk. Man 2 tries to hide his frustration. Man 1 sneezes again. Man 2 pulling out a gun.
If you sneeze one more time, I swear I will.
Despite trying to hold it in, man 1 violently sneezes directly at man 2's face. Right before the angry man 2 pulls the trigger, man 3 runs onto stage and gets in the middle of the
Oh
tube.
my gosh. Whoa, man, what's going on here?
I just sneezed and he threatened to kill me.
Oh, that's ridiculous. Listen, let's just figure this out and
Achoo!
oh, bless you. See, that's a normal response.
Man 1 sneezes several times in rapid fire. Achoo, 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 achoo. Man 3 responds after each sneeze, but gets less patient every time. After the final sneeze, man 3 opens his coat to show that he has a bomb strapped.
I'm not bluffing. That's enough.
It wasn't on purpose, I swear. I have seasonal allergies and woman walks onto
Love
stage and sneezes. Both man 2 and man 3 put down their weapons, say bless you, and smile at her as she walks past. When she goes off stage, man 1 sneezes again, and the other pull out their weapons, threatening him again. Cop runs on stage with gun already drawn.
Everybody freeze! Are you okay, sir?
I'm gonna die because I sneezed too much.
Oh, this is ridiculous. Everyone just put your weapons down. This is all just one giant overreaction to...
Man 1, 2, and 3 all pull guns out on cop and threaten him. End of sketch. It was a common thread in most of my early sketches too. It's like, well, when's the gun coming out again?
Listen.
I relate to that deeply.
Yeah.
I feel like I've written many sketches where it's like, I don't know where
We should
to
count
go with
them
this.
situation.
We should count them up.
Oh my gosh, there's so many.
It's actually also one of my
Actually,
half ones that's
Really
like,
like it. Like, escalation. I feel like escalation of the sketch is always really enjoyable.
Maybe it was just the wrong.
Throwing open his coat with the bomb strapped to his chest. I don't know. Is there a line?
I would argue with like directed with the right
hilarious.
tone and pacing.
Right.
You can make that thing sing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
And I guess in a sense, aren't all bad ideas just almost a good idea?
Yes.
Yeah.
They absolutely are.
I just really enjoyed reading it.
What about
Stephen?
I think
Enjoyed reading?
my
Listen.
favorite line though was, "I sneeze so much, I'm going to
I also loved when Man 2 or 3 came in. It was like, see, that's
That's a normal response. I've been watching you this whole time.
The total condescension of it. Lecturing someone.
You should know this by
about
now.
threatening
Yes,
someone.
scrap.
You of all people.
Guy with bomb and coat at all times says.
Oh my gosh.
That's a normal response.
I know what normal is.
Can't you be normal?
It didn't go off or anything.
Yeah.
Just on the way to like a bomb con.
It's just a Unabomber.
Yeah, it's not like he
just like-
sneezed in rapid fire succession at that point.
TM. We need to
TM. Bomb con.
TM.
Yeah.
That was close.
Don't.
Well done. You
Oh,
have
thank
done
you.
your
Thank you.
worst.
Super
You
fun.
have done your worst. Oh my goodness, that was fun. All right, never had fun before. What was this
How
feeling?
do we transition out of the fun?
How do we transition? Did you bring anything?
I did bring something.
Oh, good.
About time.
I want to see what Stafford
I didn't bring a
brought.
sketch. I brought my collected works
Even?
from
Stop this.
fourth grade.
Hold
Yes,
on.
Okay, hold on.
Hard
Look at this.
copies?
Hard copies.
These are bound.
Listen, I grew up
Hey,
in the
collected.
Texas public education system. We did bear books.
Oh, that explains it. Sorry, go ahead.
I don't know who else did bear books in their elementary schools.
What does that mean?
But
It
they were
means
just
you're
like
public.
they were just
Just don't open it.
completely blank books
Oh,
that you would illustrate and
Oh.
write.
Do you even look
yourself.
at your cursive?
Oh, you had to use
I wrote
like your
both
hand.
of these in cursive.
wow.
Yeah. So in fourth grade, I wrote a very boring autobiography of my fourth grade year.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
Bored
Are you
already.
this? Are you this total nerd with glasses?
Yes.
Nerd?
That might be Michael Leaf.
Wow.
And I apologize,
It
Michael
most
Lee,
definitely
for-
is, if you remember his name.
His head is not shaped right.
I know. I'm a fourth
But-
grader trying to draw.
You haven't met
I
Michael.
had artistic aspirations.
No, I just actually really love how you do hair because it's like way receding on every photo.
No, I already had a 5 head back then. So
Michael Leaf is actually really cute. So yeah,
This is
This is great.
I'm really
Yeah.
impressed.
in
Yeah.
5th grade, I wrote The Great Redwall Rescue, inspired by the Redwall
Redwall
series.
Oh
Course,
my
yeah.
gosh,
Right.
yes.
Yes.
I actually wanted to show you guys in the back. You would have autographs
Oh my gosh.
signed from
Oh.
friends who read the book and everything. I signed my
You
own
signed your-
autograph page 3 times.
What?
Great book, Steven. You rule. Me.
Still got it.
In a different font, I wrote, "Your book is great, Steven. You're so cute." Britney Spears.
Yes.
And on the back page, in yet another font, "I love your book and I love you, Sarah Michelle Gellar." even as a child.
That is perfect.
I know.
Such a ladies man.
What can I say?
My gosh.
That's something I could see myself doing today. and
I
I'm
know,
laughing.
right?
Yeah. Like, that's
That's
clever.
hilarious.
It's a 5th grader just being a little
Oh my
delusional,
gosh.
I suppose.
No.
The real gem I wanted to share was a poem I wrote in 6th grade. You know, like they
Firework
publish it
book.
and then
Yeah.
like extort all the parents to buy it. Kind of one of
Totally,
those
totally.
situations. I
Yeah.
assume
Okay.
It's a great business
because I
model.
don't think I would have been published in any other capacity.
Stop it.
Of course not.
I think the
Of
quality
course not.
the quality deteriorates as you like read this book. So I'm on page 312 of 350.
That's not last.
That's not last.
That's not last.
But it's not first.
Okay.
Here's my poetry from
Ooh,
6th
so
grade.
ready.
It's going to be so
I think
good.
I'm going to close my eyes.
A pure adoration
Oh.
dedicated to Chelsea. Chelsea, if you ever see this, you'll remember.
Forget you.
Forget you. We didn't end up together. All right. Oh my gosh, I'm already like blushing really hard.
Stop it.
It's
Read
really
it.
difficult.
Read it.
The earth may change over years, but time does not alter my love.
Oh.
As
Yes.
radiant as the moon you are, as graceful as a pure, peaceful dove. I'm already like tearing up from how embarrassing this is. Okay.
No, stop
From
it.
how beautiful this
Yeah,
is.
just
It's
normal
beautiful,
too.
right?
Really pretty.
For my love doth bloom everlasting, as sure as the stars in the sky, growing until adulthood, maturing through dreams soaring high. You guys should be reacting a little more.
No,
This is
No, I'm-
embarrassing.
I'm pretty
All right.
impressed.
You
I'm
embarrassing
kind of
me?
like withdrawing into myself.
Thinking of all your past
This
love.
is making me feel.
Overflowing with kindness you remain, brimming with happiness and affection, filling my soul with sweet song, abounding my heart with protection. Here's where it gets spicy.
Oh.
I have always longed for your lips
Oh,
to meet mine
you're
in absolute
12.
desire. I know. For your pure and passionate embrace to rouse my spirits to fire.
Oh.
And now I close this serenade. I wish I could express my heart more. I close this poem with the last sentence. You are the girl I adore.
Oh my
Oh.
gosh.
I actually got chills.
That's a spicy poem.
I close this
Spicy,
poem
right?
with.
It is
with
totally
the last
spicy,
sentence.
but also I don't think when I was 12, limericks only.
Limericks only.
Like, there's no way I could have written that.
I never would have thrown in some
No.
dots.
No.
Stop.
No, like the doth desire.
Doth it desire.
Yeah.
Or
that-
even
that was
like
good.
doing
I
some
think
what
you're
was it?
giving it too
Forever
much credit.
unchanging. You remain. You know,
Mm.
you,
Oh, yeah.
like you did
Whatever
like
that is. The
Yeah.
reversing
Yeah,
of
the Yoda speak.
the Yoda speak.
Yoda speak is what they call
Right,
it.
they-
Shakespeare often Yoda spoke.
Can we get a little bit of context?
Who's
for
Chelsea?
this, or-
Who's
Yeah.
Chelsea?
I'm
Where
like,
is
did
she
she
now?
know?
Chelsea, she knew. I printed
Oh, okay.
it and gave it to her.
Because that's
Oh,
Oh,
I actually.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Hold on.
And then she
What?
disappeared.
She disappeared.
Okay, yeah, explain.
All right. I think it was 6th grade. Another girl had broken up with me, and it really tore me up. But Chelsea swooped in and healed my heart, and I wrote this poem to her because I was moving. I wrote this while living
Oh,
Stop
no.
it.
So you disappeared.
in. So I disappeared,
My goodness.
and we didn't connect on Facebook until years later.
Oh my god.
Who wrote the Notebook? Who wrote those books?
The Notebook?
Yeah.
Oh,
Nicholas Sparks.
Green.
Nicholas Sparks.
Yep.
Okay.
Joshua Sparks.
Okay, Staff and
This is-
Sparks.
It was Joshua
Stafford
Sparks.
You guys are seriously giving it way more credit than I
No,
did.
we're
Okay,
not.
I read it again last
It's-
night for the first time in like a few years, and I was
Yeah.
like, "What?" It felt so cringy to me.
But it's
So,
Well,
because
sure.
you were vulnerable.
But
and-
yes.
fair,
the best
fair, I
poetry
suppose.
finally.
Yes.
is vulnerability.
I guess
And
the love.
I was more mortified at first because I'm like, Chelsea has no idea. Does she
Chelsea
feel this
did
way?
know. Chelsea
Okay.
did know. I
Yeah,
gave it-
that's
she
why I was
actually,
like, this
because it
can't be the
wasn't
time.
published until 7th grade, and I like called her from Midland, Texas, where I was, and asked her if she could tell me the poem so that I could put it in. It was basically for an assignment in English class
Oh, wow.
to like turn it in, and I was like, I don't want to write a new
She
poem.
read it.
You're like, that's my poem. That is
Yeah,
the poem
yeah,
I wrote.
I'm not
in my
writing a
life.
new poem.
So I
I need to
wrote
give it to my
down,
teacher.
Gave it to the teacher, and she sent it to this thing, and
Um,
I'm not even sure I
Then
went through
you-
puberty
Then
yet.
you wrote, "You always long for my lips to meet them in a passion."
I could not have been able to do that when I was 13. There's no way. The closest I came to this was like there was a kid named, I can't remember, it started with a B. It was like Brendan or Brandon or something.
Mm.
And he wrote some kind of weird fanfic about us being together.
Together?
Yes.
Oh,
heavens.
And I just like, never spoke to him. So that's the
Oh,
point of it.
yeah.
Oh.
I was gonna say, like, what is that
Okay.
like? I've never
Yeah,
had
because
anyone
I was
write
in
anything
5th
about
grade and I
That's
was like
flattering in a
freaked
way.
out by it.
It's like,
But you were like a true Casanova, like printing off your poems and getting them
I
laminated
think I
and
had
giving
way more
them.
self-confidence.
You're like, it's in Comic
I
Sans.
don't know, too many Comic Sans.
I'm
Yeah.
impressed.
No,
It made me
Chelsea,
feel
if you
things
still
in a
have that
12-year-old
poem, I'd love to know.
Chelsea, he would love for you to call him and read it back to him because
Yeah.
he needs to write it down again.
He has an assignment.
Please subscribe, Chelsea.
Oh
Okay.
man,
No, you.
Yeah, that was
very
great.
good, very good.
You did
Very good.
something. I don't know
I'm
if that's the
impressed.
worst, but it was.
Feels like
Okay.
I've been humble bragging now, and I am. apologize. 'Cause I really thought it wasn't very good.
Well, it wasn't that published.
It wasn't that published.
Like a light
Oh, critically acclaimed. Nobel laureate.
I just wouldn't have been able to handle it. That's all I got to say. If somebody had written me that poem at that age, I would have been like, you know what I mean? Like,
I wonder what
I
her
just
parents
wanted to.
thought. I wonder what her parents thought if they like ever read it. They're like, what
Okay.
who's this boy who wants you to rouse
I
him?
wasn't going to read this, but this is what I found reading through some stuff and just trying to find things for the podcast.
Yeah.
But just to juxtapose.
Ooh, here we go.
that
Here we
poem,
go. Here we go.
You were 12?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, double that. That's how old I was. Here we go. From inside the Christmas tree. Watching you, watching me.
Hold on.
Is this a romance?
Totally so.
Hold on. Keep going.
He sees everything we do, watching me, watching you. Sees the children scream and shout, coming in, going out. Sees the children calm again, going out, coming in. Lights that change from dusk till dawn, yours are off, his are on. Winter clothes so warm and soft, yours are on, his are off.
you gotta see both sides.
Yeah.
So can't we all agree, you guys, it's good trees don't have brains or eyes, or else instead of magical, Christmas time would be very uncomfortable.
My gosh.
There was such a good
Just
like
full
poetic
circle.
device being used. I don't know what to call it, but the
Opposites.
constant opposite.
His were on.
Opposites.
His were on.
Opposites.
Is that the device?
unique
Or is it
literary
that
term.
it's
I
just
did like the
confusing enough that
device.
you're like, in poetry.
A lot of poetry is like that, though, right? I mean, isn't
Yeah.
it ultimately?
Because you're talking
Most of
about the clothes of the tree coming off because the needles fell off.
Well,
I'm
when
sure.
the lights inside are off, the Christmas tree's lights are on. I guess I was confused because
I think that's what it was. It was like trying to.
I thought there was like a little
Okay.
creature in the tree.
I thought so at the
because it was
beginning. I
from
thought it was
inside the
Santa
Christmas tree.
watching inside the Christmas tree.
But you meant like
like he
inside
has a spy network.
the mind of the Christmas tree.
Christmas tree.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Right?
Wow. I think
You don't
so.
remember.
I'm interpreting it with you guys.
You've got like this blank, like,
I think it's a
I
fun
meant
mixture
that.
of like this is poetry, but it's also like a my first opposites book. Kind of,
Yeah.
you know?
Yes,
But then
yes.
at the end, it was just like, now that I've written this poem, wouldn't it be creepy if trees could see you?
Uh-huh.
And that's the end of the poem.
I love that though about like, I mean the essay you read from a high school as well is just like the idea that you're writing and then by the end you're like, I just realized something. I'm gonna write that too.
Your writing is really
It's
It's
very
an
self-discovery.
you're figuring things out as you go.
You see my process.
Yes.
And then I don't change it.
Now that I've
Like,
written this
this is
poem, I started it out sweet, but I'm pretty creeped out. Are you guys creeped out?
It even says, can't we all agree, you guys?
I forgot to add you guys in it. Come on.
Can't we all agree, you guys? It's good trees don't
Yeah.
have brains or eyes.
Oh my gosh. I love that.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
So I have like a Google Doc of like 20 pages of ideas that I have no idea what to do with.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I decided I'm not going to read just off of that on random because I think there's a lot of like not fun bad ideas.
Right. Like chair.
But I'm like, hey, here's some ideas as like a rehearsal dinner for a wedding because there's a rehearsal dinner, but what do you know what to do for that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Rehearse for the rehearsals.
Colorblind person plays Guitar Hero, says gray, gray, gray.
It's like one joke. It's amazing. I love ideas like that where it's just like, oh, this would be such a good sketch. Oh, I've got this one line.
It's like a comic strip.
So
Yeah.
You can turn these into your comic strips.
Yes.
You have
good. Yes, please do.
Plug
Plug
time.
time.
Oh, please,
What's the plug?
please do plug. We'll put it in words
Oh.
in front of you.
The rare words.
So this is a pretty poorly drawn. I don't know what camera to look at here. I'll just look at you guys. A poorly drawn like Instagram comic called Too Dumb to Film because I feel like there's a lot of ideas. Most of my ideas are like these should never be sketches, but maybe comics. Too Dumb to Film. Instagram.
Love it.
Yeah.
Do it.
But even these are like, I don't even think these could be comics. They're like too odd. The songwriter Moby. We
know Moby.
Being chased by Captain Ahab because his name is Moby. So hear me out on this one. Undercover cops try to get a confession out of a suspect by getting him to sing a very specific karaoke song.
So it's
I was imagining an original song, but who cares? It's not going to happen.
I actually really like that idea. The idea that you've got like the screen and it's like
two cops that are just taking
I did it. I shot him in the face.
Yes. Yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah.
The cops
What
actually
song
made
am I
up
singing?
the song. The cops
Dalton,
wrote
I
it.
think that idea has legs.
That
Okay.
really
I could
work
see
well.
that working because I feel
Just
like
you
you
wait,
could,
world.
especially if the person is like getting into it, but they're like, I'm not gonna sing that, but ooh, and it's like maybe it's a duet.
Yeah, and it's like a peer pressure
I
from the
believe in
cops.
it.
Okay, great.
That's really fun.
The Fun Olympics, where contestants must be fat. That's all I
What?
have.
Fun Olympics.
Yeah, it's like it's just all these sports, but just
What's your
imagine.
name for it?
I can say this because I'm fat. It's like if everyone was fat, it'd be so much funner. That's all I have on that.
All right.
Person responding to ink blot test by saying ink blot is the first person to win. Like
Wait.
everyone
So
like
it's been a trick question the whole time.
yeah, so everyone's been like
Everyone's
interpreting
talking
it, but you're not
I
supposed
love
to
it.
interpret it.
Oh,
Just-
gotcha.
What do you see? Ink blot.
Just
won
$1 million.
yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, I don't even know. Two frogs at concert making out. Way too much tongue.
Way too much time. I want to see two humans as the two frogs with prehensile tongues or whatever they call them. Just wrapped in knots. I feel like I've seen a cartoon like this now that I'm thinking about it. Has anybody seen a cartoon like this?
Jason born like toddler experiencing infantile amnesia. So like infantile amnesia, but responding to it the way Jason Bourne responds to amnesia. Just killing everybody.
As a toddler.
Yeah.
Yeah. I see it.
I feel like I
Nightmares.
should
Great.
stop. The's like a lot of these on here.
Oh no, I'm enjoying
Let's
this.
do
Let's
it.
do
AA
three more.
meeting for dumb jokes. It's called
Oh no.
That was the best reaction.
This is literally where that idea was supposed to go out into the world.
Right.
And now it's done.
Let's see. Pac-Man just lives off donut holes. There's a TLC special on him.
Like
The reality of
I love how you have to add the special for it to be like.
Yeah, it's kind of like a My Strange Addiction kind
Yeah.
of thing. Yeah. Let's see. We got two more. Everything Midas touches turns to gold, but he's fat, so he still eats all of it. There's a lot of like, I don't know, let's just add their fat. Like,
Guys, I got
I don't know
ideas.
if like I was in a good place while writing these down. It's like, well, that's funny.
with that one, you're thinking
leave
like
it
he
there.
touches a stick of butter and he's like, oh no, it's a gold, but it was butter before. Right?
It's like
I
a
brought it
horrible
here
thing.
because I actually don't remember, and I think that's funny, but I don't remember. Let's see. Oh, I don't
Dalton
even
himself
know.
uses his Jason Bourne amnesia to glass over his ideas.
Oh no! Here we go. Photo slideshow for an arranged marriage is just a ton of pictures of the last 5 minutes they've known each other, and that's all. Yeah, I'll just
Great.
end the idea.
I love
there.
it.
I like
wrote
that
down
one.
way too many.
It's one picture.
That's what I really love about lists like this, though. It's like,
Right.
I might not be able to flesh this into anything massive, but
Yeah.
Right.
but it's really just like joke, and it's
Yeah.
it's just a great exercise, I think.
Yeah.
And once
Well,
it's
bringing
written
it
down-
to people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot that's like, I will never use it, and I have no intentions of ever using this idea, but I can't bring myself to delete this idea.
Yeah.
You have to write
Yeah.
it down. I really believe in
Yeah.
it too, because
Yeah.
I think we probably all have a document like that.
Oh yeah.
Which just like, I mean, and I do think it's interesting how ideas might start out. Like when I first started, I felt like I was writing things like national anthem, trolls, you know, like Wiccans.
Like that's
Because-
supposed to spark it. When
Yeah,
you
I was
look
like,
at it again.
oh, yeah, just don't
Are you-
Word
forget.
association.
Are your ideas mostly like a category or like what are your ideas?
I think at the time I was so new to writing like sketches. I mean, because I hadn't written anything like a sketch at
Yeah.
all until
Yeah.
I was in Divine Comedy.
Right.
that to me was like, oh, do a sketch about like trees. You know what I mean? So because I've never seen that before. Or
So
like,
many trees.
a lot of them
Trees
were
everywhere.
like,
So
I
relatable.
gotta like, if I personify a chair, no. Personify a car. No, cars did that. You know, like I felt like they were just that rudimentary at first, and then eventually, like your ideas they're pretty good ideas still, because they're like, you know, they're actually, you can see how they would play into
concept.
more than one joke, and you have a concept there, and you've reminded yourself like what's funny about it, which I think is something.
right.
Yeah,
You
that's
know,
true.
You're
That's true.
further down the road than you could be.
Yeah, it's like how I actually prefer watching movie trailers to movies.
Really?
Like it's just like, this is the best part of the whole movie. I can
Oh
only
my
be
gosh.
disappointed now.
You know what? And I think I
take
would
that
love to
trailer
make
any day.
movie trailers. I think it'd be super fun.
Yeah.
You get to just like make something look like it has no problems.
Well,
Yeah.
and there's the
Just
trailers.
lie.
Yeah.
There's the trailers. People have done those like redoing a movie in the trailer to
Oh
make
my
it
gosh.
look like a rom-com. Like,
yes,
Right.
yes.
It's like
There-
yeah,
you could
a horror
you could
movie.
edit
The
It looks like
Shining as a father
so
son
many
buddy
ways.
comedy kind of
Mhm.
thing.
yeah.
I feel
It's crazy.
similarly, but I feel like that about the first 25 minutes of a movie. It's usually my favorite part
Oh yeah.
because I'm always excited. Like there's so much potential at the
world,
beginning of a
yeah.
movie that I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, what if this happens and this happens? And then often disappointed after that. But I love the first 25 minutes of almost,
Yeah.
I mean, anything that's like working well enough.
Yeah.
Steven, what is your like? How do you write ideas down? Like,
Yeah.
you
I
have a
do
common
similar
way?
to this where
Okay.
I don't write them down frequently enough. I realize like
Yeah.
I'll suddenly remember like 5 days later, oh, I had an idea.
I do that.
I
all
didn't
the
write
time.
it.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm just like, rack my
Yes,
brain, rack
that
my
is the
brain. No, it's
worst.
gone. It's literally gone.
I hate that feeling.
Yeah.
I used
That's
to,
the worst.
I feel like that still happens to me all the time
Yeah.
because you just don't always, you're in a conversation with someone, you're like, but you like don't want to be rude. I do think though, the
Right.
key for me has been lower your bar for what is worth writing down as low as you possibly can.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Put
just
it-
anything.
put
that
it in,
you
like,
feel like.
into the epicenter of the earth so
Right.
that you can write anything down and
Yeah.
not ever judge yourself because you just never know.
Right.
It might make you laugh a year from now in a different way because you're laughing at the person who thought of that idea and that person. You know what I mean?
I feel like I've realized like a
Embarrassing
lot of
shambles a
my.
human being.
I must think in dialogue or something because a lot of my ideas are just a person says this,
Well, you're a real
Oh.
character, man.
but sometimes I don't do enough, and so I write like I wouldn't know what to do with a city if I sat on it.
No,
Right?
Hold
no,
on. Is that a city planner? Is this a particularly large person?
Let's pitch
I
on
think
it.
it's
Let's
like-
keep
I
going.
think it's just that like
Something in gold.
you wouldn't know what to you wouldn't know
You
what to
mean-
do with that thing if you
If it
sat
hit-
on
if
it.
it hit you in the
your head
nose.
or whatever. But it's just like
Oh,
if you
okay,
sat
on
on
a
it.
city.
But that's
Well,
like that's not how
I
you say
wouldn't know
that.
what to do with a city. Like are you traveling to
What
it?
would you do with the city
I don't know
anyway?
the city if I sat on it. I don't know.
I
It's just
think
kind of a
I didn't write it.
hyperbolic way of writing that.
yeah,
like,
it's just
common
like oh
thought.
that's a funny and so it's
Yeah.
like if I don't
I think
write
the
enough
confusion
stuff,
of that is the fun part. to me.
absolutely
it's
is.
just like,
Literally
who's this
everyone.
guy?
What are you saying?
yeah.
I know, like, I've definitely, something that is definitely a part of my brain is I love it when people misuse idioms
Yeah.
so much.
Mhm.
Yeah.
When, like,
Um,
it's just a little off and they're really confident about it. It's just one of my favorite things. So I feel like I would
Yeah.
like a
Yeah,
character
it's something
that
like
would
that.
say
Shoes on
things
the
like
other
that and be
foot.
like, that's a normal thing to say. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I think
So
it's-
like all if like any of the most of the things I wrote are just very much like it's based on like one line,
right.
just a thing someone says,
Right.
either like repeated over and over again, like
Based
the
on,
bisque, or like I'm
yeah.
not listening, or like whatever.
Janitor.
There's a lot of really good sketches like that, though. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, has that kind
It's
of
true.
Oh,
feel
yeah, that's
with
true.
the-
That's
I
true.
definitely,
Yeah.
it was just the one thing. And at first
You
I was
like,
like, I just
different
wrote the
tones
one
of the
joke
same
out
word.
and thought that it was just going to be a blackout. But then I
Yeah.
was like, what if it
Shades.
keeps saying it?
What if it's a lot of blackouts?
Blackouts on blackouts.
I think that's a good way to like write down ideas though, because like I realized the problem with the log line is I hate the idea afterwards because at the time I'm like, and then this guy says this, and I don't write that down, and then it's like,
You,
What was
you
this dumb
forgot
idea?
the joke that you.
yeah,
You have to
You
write
did the setup,
everything
but
you
not the
think
punchline.
about the idea.
Yeah.
And I think, just not judging it.
Yeah.
Because what if, I'm often like, a better joke than this. Like in my notes are full of me writing or something. So it's like
or something.
it's
yeah.
like
Yeah.
so and so says pass the macaronis or something.
or something completely different.
Like,
Yeah, something,
that's stupid,
something
but-
better. If I ever had a production company, I'd probably call it or something.
Or something better.
or something better.
My favorite idea that I've ever seen is like, because Aaron and I would like exchange bad ideas all the
Mhm.
time. So I would look at his like
Love it.
document. He would look at mine. And like my favorite one that I would always make fun of him for, like he wrote down charades, parentheses, think of more, and parentheses. That was it.
I love
But like,
Yeah.
and I had made fun of him for years about that.
Yeah,
And finally, he called me up one day. He was like, "Dalton, you won't believe this. I thought of more," and I knew exactly what he was talking about because like I made fun of him that much.
That's
Like,
amazing.
like he did
I
this
didn't know
charades
anything.
thing that like won best writing in a film festival or something. I'm like,
Stop
"You
it.
got more."
That's so
Stop
funny.
Yeah.
it.
That film was
The
That
muse
was like
fun.
recent, yeah.
Yeah.
The muse spoke.
Amazing.
Listen.
But a part of me is like really sad because I'm just like, it was just so perfect as this nothing
You've ruined it.
thing and this thing that
Like,
nobody
how
will
dare
see.
you succeed.
Yeah.
Get away
Right.
from you.
The magic's gone.
Right.
I had the audacity to
Couldn't
say
let you
this
win.
to specify that this is a book idea, not just a sketch idea. Something very Chinese is happening to me right now.
Something very Chinese.
Is it like
I think it was
Confusing,
like
because you don't
he was
know
having
Chinese.
dreams of like ancestors, and it's like in Mulan.
so he was
I
something
guess.
very Mulan is happening.
And like yeah,
and
something-
Mulan is Chinese. So
Yeah,
It's so
That's
fun.
not wrong.
it's a book idea.
they're like
That's what it
dream-
is.
Dreams
Book
coming
idea.
to him about guiding him.
Mhm. Mhm.
well,
That's a book. It's a book, guys.
I love
You
mean,
just
you
wait
never
10
know.
years from now.
Yeah.
he's gonna
You
think
thought
of
of
more.
more.
I
Yeah.
thought of more.
He's gonna think of more. Well, that legitimately though. I think it's like a writing principle. I like now you're putting words to it, but the idea of thinking of more.
Yeah.
Like that's why I do
Yeah.
think it's important to write things down. Well, we should do this again. We
Yeah.
should get together and we should just read ideas. Because I
Absolutely.
think,
That sounds great.
man, I could do that for weeks.
Yes.
Weeks.
Thank you guys so much for
You guys are
watching,
amazing.
listening
At
to
Two
this
Double Films.
podcast.
Just enjoy it.
Thank you, Dalton.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
It's
already over.
I can't
Time
believe-
flies when
Oh.
you're having fun.
No, I'm taking you all for myself.
Thank you.
All right.
I miss us.
James,
That looks fun.
good for you guys.
James,
Please,
All right.
please come back though. We'd
Here.
love to have you back on sometime.
Yeah,
and
thank
you know,
absolutely.
as
Thank you.
the
So happy to
podcast
be here.
keeps
this was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
progressing. Just writers growing
Just
out.
writers.
Writers.
Just writers.
Writers.
Okay, bye.
Bye.